Welcome back to Podcast Recovery, everyone. We are your host. I was about to say I.
Are we your host?
We.
I think it's more of a panel.
We are your hosts.
That's more of like a
David
panel.
O.
And Carly R.
And our wizard behind the curtain, Eric V. And today we're joined by a very special guest, former co-host, Allie B. How are you doing today?
I am very well, David. How are you?
I'm doing well. And before we start, it is Carly R's birthday. Woo!
Oh my God, that was
actually we all peaked.
We
there.
peaked. We all peaked right there.
Yeah.
All right.
You're old now, Carly.
You're old.
Like
No, I'm
officially, you are.
No, she's
How
turning
old are you?
27.
She's 33.
She's a solid 27.
33?
Yeah.
That's not old. I turned
You could
40.
pull 25 though.
Yeah, you
turned
do turn
40 this year?
She just did.
40.
Wait, you are 40?
I am 40. I am 40.
Wow.
Do you touch up your hair
Yeah, I have gray hair. And there's like an aggressive gray hair that's like growing.
in your witch's peak?
Wait, why don't you
Yeah.
keep it though and let it be like a little strand and let it have
You
fun?
could look like Narcissa
Let it have fun.
It
from
looks
Harry
like-
Potter.
Let it
I
have
have
fun.
thought about it. Wait, I could look like who?
Narcissa.
Isn't she the evil one?
I mean, sort of.
She has mixed allegiances, you know?
I
Yeah.
feel like that fits.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Or you could be like Rogue. She could be like Rogue with
Yes.
a single strand.
Yes, I'm getting a withering stare from Allie B right now.
It's not that simple. No.
Listen here, 40 ounce Allie. Take it easy.
I don't know. It's very
Traumatizing.
unsettling to see yourself with gray hair. I'll
Look at
just
my
say that.
We
beard.
have gray hair.
Look at my fucking beard.
Okay,
You
but
see
you
these?
look like more like a
So
wizard.
today's
that's,
topic,
like,
getting
aged.
old in recovery.
Yeah, right. There we go. Aging in recovery. Yeah.
This is the best beard I've ever grown, though. It looks so good. I'm
It
so
looks very
happy about it.
wizard-y.
Thank you. You can't even
Because
see
of the
my
straggly
You
grays.
can't even see my neck anymore.
You
it's
can't.
great.
You just
so
gotta
happy.
like.
You look like you're about to take
Wait,
us on a
did
side
you-
Can I
quest.
critique you?
I'm
Time
ready
out.
to
Did
do a
you-
side quest.
Pluck? No, I did
No,
not.
no. Did you get rid of your beer at the beginning of the new year?
No, I didn't.
No.
I did not.
That's
this
why
year.
it's this long.
That's okay.
It's funny
That's
because
why
it
it's
could
so
go either
glorious
way.
so early.
It could go either mentally unstable or on right?
All this tracks.
It's a very thin line.
Anyway, we have all digressed into 8 different directions. Today we are talking about the great GOD, the great outdoors today,
Yeah.
and how important it is to all our mental health, whether and also how it like
and spirituality, too,
Yeah,
man.
spirituality, mental health, like the weather, how it played into our addiction. A lot of aspects there. So who wants to take it away? Who wants to start? Me? No?
Yeah,
Anybody?
you.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
always you. Dude.
It's God damn it.
And then we just feed off you. It kind of
Yeah.
happens.
Oh, you fucking
You're a leader
energy
here.
vampires.
That is not fair.
Colin Robinson.
No, Colin Robinson. Dude, I've been binging so much what we do in the shadows. Anyway, the great outdoors. First of all, I didn't realize that was a GOD until like 2 years ago. Somebody was like,
I know. Yeah.
I was like, great.
It was on a
outdoors.
podcast, right?
Yeah, it was in a
Yeah.
podcast. Someone was like, the old GOD, great outdoors. And I was like, excuse me, what?
shit.
Yeah, because
Holy fuck.
it was always a group of drug addicts.
Yeah, a group of drug addicts, good
Druggies.
orderly direction, a whole bunch of different things. But yeah, the great outdoors. It's very spiritually grounding for me. I love going on hikes, because really, like all the distractions of busy life, I'm jealous of people who live in the country. I just don't think I could do it permanently.
I think I could.
I need
Well, you
convenience.
did
Of
for a
course you
little
did.
bit.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, I'm a creature of convenience, but no, anytime I can get out, like probably the best 10 days of my recovery were out in Yosemite, and it's just always good to really ground myself and like be able to turn off my cell phone, because when I'm out hiking or whatever, I'm like, there is no cell phone. No, fuck you. I don't care what's going on in anybody else's lives. That's what I'm focused on doing. Like it's a physical release because I'm actually doing something. It's grounding myself into just a personal experience with myself and nature. And nature is just like it's an innocent. It's just an untethered, piece of life that you get to connect with, and just be a human existing in the moment. And it's really important to me. What
It
about
was
you?
deep.
Thank you.
That was,
What about you?
It was deep.
Because you're a Great Smokies chick. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I got lost in the woods this past week on my trip,
Oh.
and it was fantastic.
Yeah, you spent the whole week in the woods.
Wait,
Yeah.
where did you go?
I went on a trip with the kids.
Oh.
Yeah, so we were up in Cecil County in Maryland. So it was like an outdoor education adventure, like overnight camp for them. And
You're a camp counselor?
Kind
Camp
of.
counselor
Dude, I love
Carly?
being a camp counselor.
I love it.
Dude, it was so awesome.
in a way, there was outdoor educators, so I didn't have to do anything. But the one day I wandered away from the group just to find my way back to camp, and I got lost.
Nice.
But I also found, like, as I was trailing back, I found where I actually wanted to go. So the next day I was able to, there was a trail that led right to the shoreline on the bay. So I was able to finally get there, and then I got to walk the shoreline back to camp, and it was absolutely fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
But I was saying before we even started the podcast, like, now that it's warm and the sun's back out, it has, like, brought me back alive. Like, I actually feel like I want to get out and do something.
Who has seasonal affect depression? I do.
I do. Yeah.
I do.
Probably.
Yeah, probably do.
Winter
I
kills
gain
me.
weight in the winter too.
Winter kills me.
But I
feel
like the
that's
snow.
natural,
I do
though.
like the snow.
But again, I enjoy being outdoors if it's snowing because it's quiet and it's peaceful.
yeah.
Yeah.
But when
And
there's no snow and it's just cold and gray
it's stupid.
for
And
fucking
And the
days
sun
and
goes
weeks
down
on
at
end.
4:30.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay,
yeah. Oh, people in Alaska, I don't know how you fucking do it. The 22 hours of darkness for like 90 days straight. That's insane.
That's brutal.
I couldn't do that. But then on the flip side, in the summer, you get 22 hours of sunlight, which I
But
couldn't.
also, again,
I couldn't do that.
I couldn't do
I
it
know.
either.
No, hell no.
I do want to experience that, though. That would be wild.
Oh yeah, go to the land of the midnight sun. Fucking
Yeah.
right. It'd be dope.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just moonshine and meth out there. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Okay.
I don't know. I've never been.
But anyway, yeah. Yeah. So you spent.
I've heard.
How's nature for you? You know.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, we just kind of talked about it.
All right. Cool. Allie.
We got off track, and then he threw it back to me like, I'm good for right now.
Okay, Allie, where you at?
Yeah, I feel so on the spot. When I was like,
Wait, quick time out. You just got back from Greece.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing.
I saw those pictures.
Everyone go to Greece. I
How
know.
long
and
were you there?
We were there for a week, and we
Nice.
saw so much. We went to
Delphi.
It's Delphi. That's what they
Delphi.
call it. Delphi is how they pronounce it. We saw Poseidon's temple, which was
Nice.
on a
That's dope.
sound. It was awesome.
I've heard
We
that's
saw-
fantastic.
We went to Aegina, Poros, and Hydra. It was awesome. It was great.
How was the food?
The food was amazing.
Yes.
And what was weird is that like I didn't have to eat as much. I feel like
When you're eating real food and not
yeah.
crap. Yeah.
Yeah, like I had to eat like a solid 2 meals a day and I was good, right? Like here it's like I'm just never getting fulfilled. Sorry,
Because our food doesn't have the level of nutrition.
it's true.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So,
And the coffee was a lot better. They have Greek
Really?
coffee. Yeah, they have Greek coffee, which is like kind of like Turkish coffee, but better.
yeah, it's Mediterranean.
Because it's
Yeah.
Greek, yeah.
Did you bring any back?
No, because they wouldn't even let us bring our honey back.
No,
were
they
rude.
don't let you bring
Honey,
food and
honey
stuff
is
back.
one of those things. Yeah, you can't bring that back.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
so depressing.
I know,
yeah.
right?
I mean, I get it.
Yeah, I get it, but I know, right? I was like, what a country to live in. And they're like, hey, you have a gun? You want a gun? Anybody want a gun? The honey from Greece? Absolutely not. Shut it down. Take it. Confiscate it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you can go buy this gun.
Did you see like the sunrise over the Aegean or anything?
No,
Or
we saw the sunset at Poseidon's temple.
Oh, yeah.
Which was awesome. I'm more of a sunset gal than a sunrise. I'm learning to
Ooh, I'm a
appreciate
sunrise.
a sunrise.
I'm a
but
sunrise.
I'd say sunset.
I'm a sunset.
Got
Okay,
to
you-
see a couple of them this week.
What do you
over
think
the
that
bay.
would be, David?
Sunset.
Yeah, I'm not waking up that fucking early.
Right? Yeah. I rather wake up with the birds, not before
okay,
them.
so I'm the only one. I'm the
Yeah.
only sunrise.
Yeah.
Neat.
You gotta be different.
Why? Why sunrise?
Different.
Yeah.
I'm different.
I don't know. I just think it's a really beautiful way to start the day, and especially like because most sunrises I've ever seen, it's usually on the east coast of the United States on a beach, so you get to see it rise out of the water, and it's just a really I don't know.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
I just feel like I see more sunsets than
I've definitely
sunrises.
I've seen way more sunsets
Like-
for sure.
Well, yeah.
It is a great day a way to start your day, but I'm not up that early, so
Yeah, but
just
like
gonna-
the sunrise meeting at the convention is fantastic.
Yeah, me and
cold as
Tara
fucking
watched the
shit.
sunrise when we were in Mexico, and it was an experience.
But
It
no,
was-
and seeing the sunset in the mountains in Yosemite, unbelievable. there's no wrong answer. It's just a preference.
I feel
It's just
like
beautiful.
East Coast has a better sunset than the West Coast. Just my
Well, it's
they're mid. Right?
Well,
They're mid.
they get sunrises over the land and sunsets over the water. We get the exact opposite.
Unless you're on the bay,
When we were in Rhode
unless
Island,
you have it on both.
which is where I was this past week, which
There
was
you go.
fantastic.
Yeah.
I wanted to get up and see the sunrise, but I didn't. But I did start my day with a hike from where I was staying to where the camp was, so that was nice. That was a good way to start my
that is
day.
a good way to start your day. When we were in Rhode Island, they every like locals, people who are touristy, they watch the sunset over this cliff, and it is like hundreds of people, and everybody just sits there and chills and watches. It's like a ritual.
Glacier Point in Yosemite. Yeah, sunset, like, because right when it's like at like horizon level, it lights up. Just
the rocks and everything.
so many, and the vision you have because the light's coming in at like level at parallel to the ground. It just lights it and illuminates it in a totally different way. It's really fucking cool.
Was it as good as if you were on weed or shrooms?
Oh fuck no! I'm sure it would have been amazing.
It's like I'd probably freak out, right? I mean,
I probably would have fallen to my death. Like I would have just wandered off a cliff. Just been like,
Is that what's going on with all the missing people in the?
I don't think you're that type of dumb though, David.
I don't know.
That's a different type of person.
I'm just that dedicated to the moment that I would just wander and just like close my eyes and just be full king of the world, Yeah,
I could see
and
that.
that's how I die.
I almost
Crying, eyes full of tears, can't see where you're going.
Yes, sunset. Oh my god! Exactly. She gets me. That's exactly how I would be disoriented on hallucinogens and emotions.
Look at this
Wait,
sunset.
but did you guys experience emotions on that? I never experienced, like, conceptually, I was like, I am happy.
On hallucinogens?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, I
had an
really...
entire acid trip where I cried for probably 6 straight hours.
That's horrific.
On shrooms, I just cried. It was a emotional roller coaster. I'd like be crying for an hour, and then I'd be good, and then I'd be crying again.
Mine would be like super happy cries though. Like
mine wasn't. Mine was panic cries.
David's just like, oh my god, do you see that fucking squirrel?
This
Look
is so
at that
beautiful.
squirrel. It's the ecosystem.
Wait, I don't think I've ever cried. Does this mean I'm crazy?
Yes.
What is it? Am I a
Where's your
sociopath?
heart?
Yeah,
Where's your heart?
dude, you're on the top 3 list of potential serial killers. It's
Stop.
you, Matt, and Donnie. Period.
Donnie always. I don't
Donnie,
know why.
100%. If Donnie
but-
has bodies somewhere, I would not be shocked.
Matt too. Why is that?
Well, Matt is
Has that
more.
Ted
Matt's
Bundy
way
going
more
on?
than Donnie.
Matt's
That's
number one. Matt's number 1 always, but Donnie's number 2, and you're a solid number 3.
There
Donnie
was
is,
another guy that was in the rooms that I was like, "Ooh, he should be on the list." We're gonna have to talk about.
You would
this
have a
later.
murder
Todd,
of
yes.
like yours would be
Yes.
like self-defense where you just start punching and you just didn't stop.
Yeah,
Yeah, that makes sense.
solid.
just like anger.
But
builds
no,
up
you're like
rage.
sticking a needle between somebody's vertebrae. You're a horror show.
Damn, I was like, wow, I probably could do that.
Anyway, so
so
past Greece onto your, relationship with nature.
yeah, well, my relationship with nature started when I was like a kid because where I grew up, we had like all these like lilac bushes and like honeysuckle. Like our whole alley was not really an alley; it was more like overgrown,
Yeah.
desolate, like just I don't know what I'm trying to think.
It was
of
your
the word.
path to the secret garden.
It was basically, and it was like overgrown with honeysuckle and all these other like wild flowers. And I just remember being a kid and being like, "This is life, right? This is it." And then you grow up, and they're like, "Hey, sit at this cubicle for 8 hours a day,
Yep.
and try not to be upset about anything." And so when I got clean, I was like, "I need to convene with nature. I need to have like time."
Plants
Yep.
And then I
in
did.
the garden.
Yeah, and then I did. So like I worked at the golf course, and that was nice because I got to be outside and I got to see the sun.
It's like
And
artificial nature,
It
but I get
kinda
it.
was.
But I get it. It's
kinda
still
was, but
greenery.
But it's still
though.
outdoors.
It's still
and
outdoors and
that's-
green. Yeah.
And like a good Maryland golf course, they had natural plants, some
Yes.
sections, and
Yeah.
they had some native stuff. But now, like that, I have space. I have a garden. I grow stuff. I grow a lot of flowers. I have a lot of bees at my house.
Ooh.
I just learned that flowers are at like a higher frequency and they actually like produce a sound that we can't hear, but bees can.
Huh.
And the higher
Interesting.
they grow, the louder the sound, right?
Yep.
And then they send out a signal like that they have pollen or that they don't. So the bees will like skip the ones.
And they
that
also give
don't.
off polarized light that we can't see.
Can't see, right? So I really do think that nature, flowers, anything green, it has that like healing part that we as humans I feel like we're missing.
Yeah, I think we've completely separated ourselves from nature throughout the generation, and it's got worse. And I think I really think it's starting to roll back a little bit because people are like, "Hey, mushrooms are really good for you. They stop fucking cancer." And it's like, what?
Yeah.
Right.
Why haven't we been eating mushrooms?
Paul Stammet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I love going outside. I'm loving all of the daffodils that I keep seeing everywhere, and they live for like 100 years, and that brings me peace, knowing that they'll outlive me probably.
Daffodils?
Daffodils
Yeah, the
can live
perennials.
for like, they can live for like, I think 300
Okay, really quick,
years.
favorite flower. Go.
Oh, I come back, circle back. There's too many.
Oh, you don't have one?
Oh, I do.
What?
Hydrangeas.
Oh, yes.
Great.
I had to
Poppies.
think for a
Poppies?
Of course.
Is that just because of heroin, dude?
Of course.
God damn it.
Oh my god. Okay,
God damn it.
What's yours?
They're pretty
I got
flowers, too.
Stargazer lilies.
mine. Okay, there, that's like
Love
solid.
stargazer
I love
lilies.
lilacs. Lilacs are by far my favorite.
I love all lilies. I love in Maryland, we have a great crop of wild tiger lilies.
We do. Yes. Yeah.
Love when the tiger lilies come out. Yep.
I do like orchids as well.
Oh, yeah.
Orchids are
Orchids live
nice.
for
Yeah.
fucking ever, too.
They do.
You know, Zach, his family has like an orchid that their family's been tending for like 60 years.
You know, I have some of his orchids. He gave us one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's spectacular.
Yeah. I know. I can't get it to bloom though. It's sad. So it'll produce the
They're very
buds.
temperamental.
They are, but it won't bloom. It'll drop off.
See,
I like morning glories, too. Like
Morning glories are great,
Because they're like
yes.
a vine, and they're kind of cool.
Oh man, I have some really good pictures of the ones. Look on my Instagram page. There's some very good pictures of morning glories.
Plug your IG on here.
No, I'm just saying.
Why did my thing just went weird?
What? Your sound?
Yeah.
Because you're not being as loud.
No, it's going from ear to ear.
Oh, cool.
Oh, you can hear from
Maybe
the
it's
separate ear?
working a little
Wait,
bit
we're having
better.
a neurodivergent moment.
Oh, no.
What is that? Isn't that like a soothing
like it.
thing?
I
Oh.
went from this
don't
ear
like
to
it.
that ear, and now it's back in here.
All right. Well, look.
I'm weirded out right now.
Okay.
It's the acid.
Yeah.
It's the flashback.
You guys got dibs.
Got any more about your nature affinity?
I mean, no, other than that, winter is hard because everything goes like gray.
Yeah.
You know, and the world's just bleak. And then spring comes back around and it's like this rush of serotonin and you're like, ah.
Yeah.
And it's also like, it can be, no, I don't want to say like a trap, but like a trigger, right? Like I remember when I first got clean being like, oh my God, it's so nice outside. I got a day drink, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's like an obligation.
Where's the sangria?
Right.
Break out the Boone's Farm.
Yeah, like it's so nice.
Yeah.
Like let
just
me
have to.
Yeah, you gotta do it. Or like you know, when we first started using it and you'd go walk in the woods and smoke some weed. Like
Yeah.
you know, you're like,
Yeah,
oh.
we all used in the woods.
Yeah, so yeah, that was
Why
like
wouldn't we
ground
recover
zero,
in the woods?
right?
Yep.
That was our ground zero.
I mean, you had to. It's like most people
Yeah.
couldn't like, oh, I'm just going to sit in my fucking bedroom
we
and
all
smoke
had that
pot.
one friend though whose parents were like the cool parents.
We let you
Mine
smoke
weren't the
in
cool
house.
parents. They were just super neglectful.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I always thought they were the cool parents. I guess neglect is cool when you're a teenager.
Well, there was the neglectful.
Look at how this turned out. You think my parents were cool?
There were the neglectful parents, and then the parents that would like get high with you.
Yeah, right. They
Yes.
would like provide the weed. Yeah.
Which is way which is kind of worse than neglectful.
It is
Like,
kind of crazy now, thinking like you're
The
like
enablers.
50
Yeah.
something, and you're smoking,
You're
and
smoking
drinking
weed with
with
teenagers.
17-year-olds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
could you imagine?
Like,
right?
I
Like,
can't
smoking
imagine
weed
that.
with your daughter.
No.
Yeah,
No.
right. What a buzzkill.
Yeah. Take it easy, Brenda.
Not
Get the
at
fuck out
that
of here.
age. At the age that it happened
No.
was like maybe when you're in your late 20s or mid 20s or whatever, but not when you're
Yeah.
a teenager.
Maybe
Like,
if you're 36 and have a 17-year-old, I could be like, okay, I get it. But
Yeah.
it's still weird.
it's still weird.
Still
It
weird.
is. Yeah.
because like they were old.
Did any of you guys use with your parents?
Yeah, I
No.
smoked weed with my mom and my dad.
I mean, I've
Yeah.
drank with my parents,
Yeah, I
but
drank
never,
with my
never
parents, but
anything
that's it.
else.
Yeah, I drank with my parents too, but
Not
yeah,
used,
it
no.
always like I don't know what type of
I don't think my parents used.
So my super out like drunk centric relatives out in Ohio, they would bring beer on hikes.
oh
Well,
yeah.
yeah.
So,
I mean,
like-
you gotta stay hydrated.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
That's super weird to me. I don't know. Like whenever we take a break, it was like, ah, cool, let's break out a Varsteiner. And I'm like, What?
Yeah, that's called an
Well, that's how they
alcoholic, dude.
live. Yeah.
It's very weird. But
That's called an alcoholic.
on to you, Eric. What's your relationship with nature?
First, I'll talk about sad because I think that's important to talk about.
It's very you. Yeah.
Seasonal, affective disorder. I definitely have it, but I'm
Holy
also
shit! I didn't ever
depressed,
realize that was
so.
Sad. That was an
AD.
acronym for
What
sad.
the
I know.
fuck?
Oh my god.
Wait,
My
did I
mind
just break
is-
your brain?
Yes.
Yeah, you broke all three of
Yes,
ours. I
'cause I
didn't
was like,
realize
oh my God,
seasonal
sad.
affective disorder is sad. Oh,
What? Mind blown.
I didn't know. You guys didn't know that.
No.
SAD is seasonal affective disorder, and it makes so much sense.
It makes so much sense.
It
Yeah.
really
You're like, all
does.
those Facebook posts make so much sense now.
Yeah.
Damn.
well, mine were sad in the middle of July, so
But-
that didn't.
Well, I mean,
July is also depressing.
Didn't check out.
it's so hot in July.
I just kept the D and I dropped the
No.
S and the A. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna be depressed all the time.
Yeah.
That's also an option.
No
right?
dopamine for me.
But seasonal affective is different than regular depression, right? Like I had a major depressive episode this year, and that's just like happens, right? Like, but seasonal affective is more of just okay, let's hibernate, let's stay in our nice little, let's not talk to people, let's eat a little more food.
Yeah.
But isn't that like natural? Because like bears
food
hibernation.
I think the
Yeah.
food part is
Hibernation and isolation.
That's what people used to do back in the day. They'd all cram into their one bedroom
Yeah.
shack and stay in
Yeah,
there
shit, yeah.
hang out.
until with the
literally.
animals and all.
Life was dictated. Like shit, war stopped for like 90 days because everybody was like, no, we can't fight in this. This is for stupid.
Well, it didn't stop everywhere because Napoleon didn't get that memo. Hitler didn't get that memo.
Yeah, what happened to them? They got their
failed.
asses kicked in
They
Russia in the
failed.
middle of the winter.
They failed. But
Anyway,
we
back
did
to
talk
your-
about history
back
last
to
week.
your
we can talk
sadness.
about
Back to your
war
sadness.
games or
So-
war tax.
No, we
That's a
talked-
different episode.
We did talk about a little bit of presidents last week.
Okay.
He did.
I did. I got my opinion out there. So I guess with nature, like I need to start taking hikes again because I definitely feel it when I'm walking, and taking Lou out. But life gets fucking busy, and like with kids, and you know.
Bring the kids, man.
But then it changes the whole experience.
The
It
whole
does.
thing,
It really
man.
does.
Because then you're wrangling a fucking
Yeah.
squirrel.
It really does.
Because like you're not really walking at that point. You're kind of moving every few feet and then getting distracted by something. It's not really the same.
That's how I
right?
feel with Ripken.
I'm fine.
Yeah,
I'm just taking off
you're
my
fine.
hoodie.
Yeah, getting a little hot
I
there.
am. You know,
Yeah.
we're getting-
Woo,
Take it
off.
off.
Yeah, bro, Slipknot.
Yeah, see, I do, you talking about the sad, I had to bring the sad out.
I like Duality. It's a great
I
song.
know you do. So, your sadness.
Well, yeah, and like so, I guess I stopped.
You're an isolator to begin with.
I am an isolator, yeah. But I started walking with Luna, but then I stopped. And I just got to get back into it. I feel like that would change a lot of my outlook on life.
Well, that's the one thing I always make sure to do
the
is
walk.
walk the dogs.
Yeah.
And that, like, even if I don't do any other exercise, at least I'm out and I'm walking them,
Yeah.
and that is a game changer.
When I have like Banneker right across the street, like
Yeah.
the Tapsco, and like I have like 5 miles of trails. So
No, I know.
it's just getting across the street sometimes. It's hard.
Okay, so you started with the sad. What happy do you have?
What's the GLAD?
What's the glad?
I don't fucking know.
We need
What
an
do you mean?
acronym for GLAD now.
God let all of us die.
I mean, he did. We will. He did. He will let all of us die.
Literally that's what is happening. Thanks, buddy.
I'm glad.
Cool. I don't know. Are there any particular? Because I don't know. It's not talked about a lot in recovery, but a lot of things like the Almost Heaven convention is set in nature. So I don't know. I think there needs to be a more, because I love when we do the outdoor meetings at Edmondson and Rolling. I don't know. Is there any particular experience or I don't know activity you have fostered directly related to recovery and nature?
Oh, me? I mean, I like to just sit outside sometimes at the end of my day and just like decompress, you know, when it's nice out, just get some sunlight, photosynthesize myself.
Also, you've been exercising your green thumb.
planning stuff, which is nice because it's like also teaching me how to have patience, right? Because like you plan a plan and then you're like, okay, get big, okay, grow, and you have to like take care of it, and you have to give it time, and you have to like make sure it is not dying, and then trim it back in
My
the winter.
wife kills everything.
Wow. Damn,
It's okay. She won't listen to this.
What does your wife do to you?
What? Oh,
She's
kills me
killing
slowly.
him.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's our job, David.
that's
She's
what
just
MC does
doing
too.
Well, you're a full-on succubus, so that doesn't that makes sense entirely. You were like, oh, let me take this ripe
How
fruit
rude.
in Dan B and just suck him for all he's
Wow.
worth.
Wow.
I bettered
Rude.
him. He is a better human thanks to me.
Did he better you?
Let's be
Yeah.
honest, that is not true.
That is what's hard. We will do a photo comparison side by side, and he hasn't aged that much. Okay.
No, he's like
hasn't
Paul
aged
Rudd.
at all.
No, he's
Yeah,
like
I
Paul
know.
Rudd. He
Like
looks the
between-
exact same as
well,
he did 11 years
Him
ago.
and Nick P just are like.
Well-
Nick's gotten a little. I know he's gotten a little older.
Yeah, that's different. What, did he do it again?
Nick's like
know.
Peter Pan, though. I
He is
feel
like, well, he had heart for sure. He's
Yeah.
like Peter Pan.
Yeah, he's abducting children.
That is so funny.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
yeah.
That was more slight on Peter Pan. Peter Pan is not the hero that we all think he is.
He
I'm
wasn't.
just
Yeah,
saying.
he's actually a creep.
No,
Yeah.
I love when Peter Pan's the villain.
Yeah.
In like
and Captain
stuff,
Hook is
and
actually
Captain Hook is the good guy.
Actually, the good guy. Anyway.
Because Peter Pan's just evil.
But anyway, back to you.
Um,
Sorry, after I totally burned you down.
no, it's fine. I'm used to it. This is my normal pace of conversation. So
Yes.
this is perfect for me. But that's about it. Like just trying to get outside and just remember I'm a human being and I need things like water and sunlight also to grow. And just to like walk, right? Like be active. That's probably where I lack the most.
Yeah.
Because I'll go outside and sit, right? But I'm not like, yeah, maybe I'll go for a walk, maybe not.
Is there anywhere to walk by you in Ten Hills?
Oh my God, my neighborhood is like so walkable. So everybody walks around.
Yeah, it's a very beautiful neighborhood.
Yeah. And then there's also the trolley path. So like the median, a lot of people walk up and down that.
The trolley, is that in the middle of Edmondson Road?
Yeah, that used to be where the trolley ran.
Oh, which one is that?
I think 7. Trolley number
Okay,
7.
I'm trying to find all of them.
Yeah.
Because I know there's one trolley trail, and then there's the one by 7-Eleven. Okay, so one's over there.
Yeah,
We have all the
one.
little trolleys.
Yeah, we should bring back the trolley.
I agree.
We should bring
Yes.
back the trolley. And why is it the trains not like they are in Japan where we can get, or even
Well,
England?
Dude, that's a whole
speed trains.
No, I'm I'm kiboshing that. That's a whole different conversation.
Okay, all right.
No. All right.
Speed trains.
What about you?
Automobile ruin nature.
The one thing I wish I did have was a green thumb.
Yeah.
I kill everything too.
Yeah.
I can't keep it alive.
You're like my wife, yeah.
Yeah.
You just got to plant the right things.
and
I
you
don't
have to
even-
feed
I don't
them.
think that's true.
But that's
It is
like
true.
I don't know where to begin, and I try to
Why
do
don't
it,
you
and I
start
kill
aloe?
things.
Why don't you start with aloe? That's pretty easy.
My wife killed an aloe plant.
What?
Yeah, an already established aloe plant that was like
How did
this
she
big.
kill it? Did she overwater it?
Overwater.
I don't know what she did.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
overwatered.
overwatered.
I don't know what she did, but it was dead as shit.
We already know.
Yeah.
And
It's
there were
like,
just
wait, I
flies.
wasn't supposed to water this every day?
But your green thumb.
Yeah, I mean that's the one thing I lack that I wish I didn't. But we do a lot of hikes, which and then just like hiking with other people in recovery,
Yeah.
has always been big. But even if it like just being outside, like the quiet, that's the only thing that really stops my like
Yeah.
thought process of like my mind from just going and going and going.
Yeah.
Whether
It's
it's
the
walking the
noise.
dogs or going on hikes or just sitting. Like this morning, I told you that it was like really hard for me to get here because I went outside with the dogs in
Yeah.
the backyard and just sat on the patio.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful. And I didn't want to leave. It was quiet. I just wanted my coffee and just to sit. But it's the only time that my mind stops going.
Yeah. Yep. And hiking is, at least in like my definition, it's active meditation.
Yeah.
Like it is an active form of meditation for sure, because you can't be thinking about, I don't know, whatever stress from your job or whatever relationship, like friendship is dynamic isn't where you resentment or anything like that. You really have to focus on like where you're stepping, where you're going, how's my breathing, how's my energy level, how's my
Balance.
my water intake.
Mm-hmm.
Like you really can't focus on a whole bunch of other crap. It really is. It's kind of because it's really subconscious. Like you're not necessarily like, oh, I need to focus on these things. Where is my foot? Like,
Right, but
it
I'm
just
actually
happens.
present. Like it's the only time that
Exactly.
I'm present for most, like without my mind going off and thinking about what it is that I have to do next.
Yep. Yeah, and it's incredibly cathartic, and I don't know. It's literally where we came from as like. We are animals. We came from nature, like, and we used to experience nature constantly.
We lived in it.
We lived in it, like we had to survive it, and now like life has completely changed away from that, and now like we live in these cities of just stone and rush hour and noise and traffic and artificial light and artificial like
Food.
air conditioning and food and all this shit. Yeah, that trying to strip away all that stuff is an active principle that, like, I have to, I think we all have to actually, like, make time to do. And, yeah, like, it's tough. My most peaceful place, whether it, like, beach or mountains, I'm kind of 50-50.
Mine's mountains.
You're mountains.
I'm a beach girl.
Mountains.
I'm a beach. I need the sound of water.
I love that too, but it's also a lot of sitting still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's why I think I love the mountains. I know, like Garrett's completely opposite, so it's difficult. But
Yeah, the sound of the tide is something
Yeah.
special, though, and like being able to meditate on the beach. I think that's easier for me, but because I don't know, because I've tried to meditate in the mountains, and it's not the same than when I'm at the beach because I also have tinnitus, so I constantly just have a fucking ringing in my ear, and
that drowns it out.
the mountains are drastic. They're way quieter than hearing the waves crash against the shore. I can actually drown that out. And what's really cool in like the meditation meeting I've found is like in like the 10-20 minutes of that meditation, I've found out my tinnitus stops. And I can't figure it out. But then as soon as I'm out of the meditation, it comes right back. So, but I'm like, okay, if I could just meditate for 24 hours, I'd be good. But
Maybe
no.
you're not focusing on it anymore, and it goes away.
I don't know.
It.
Yeah,
Well, because
that was my thought.
like with all the new research, because tinnitus is incredibly mysterious. They don't
It
know.
is.
They don't know really how it happens. They're like, it's not really a problem with the eardrum. It's a problem with your brain and like how you process sound. So
It's weird.
Yeah, there's no fucking cure for it either. So it's just like, oh, you have a ringing in your ear. You're gonna hear that for the rest of your life, and it's like, fuck. So yeah, for me, trying to achieve levels of actual like silence, if there's no sound in a room, it's horrible for me. Like I always have to have ambient noise. But what about you, Eric? Well, like what?
What about me? What?
Mountains or beach?
Yeah,
Mountains.
Mountain.
Easy.
But
It's
like,
not even close. And I go to the beach constantly.
have you ever tailored anything in your recovery? Like, what experiences like directly towards like, okay, I'm doing this because I need to ground myself. Have you actually been doing that?
Well, not recently, but I used to like I guess beyond mountain and beach, like I have like a meditation spot in my brain that's crafted off of a real place that I used to go to.
Okay, so you have a fight club. You have your special
I have
cave.
my penguin.
You have your penguin cave.
Slide.
Yeah.
Wait,
So cool.
Penguin Cave.
You don't remember
Fight
that
Club?
from Fight Club? When when they're teaching you to like go like basically
Go to your happy place.
Yeah, go to your happy place in your brain.
No.
I need to
That makes
rewatch
me
this
think about
movie.
Happy Gilmore.
I was thinking about it too with the penguin.
Okay. Yeah. Totally.
There's like a scene in Fight Club where everyone's just like, "Ugh,"
yeah.
and then it's like the penguin's just like, "Dip, dip, dip,
Yeah, he
slide."
he goes to this ice cave, and yeah, he's there by himself, and then a penguin comes around the corner, and tells him to slide. And then later in the movie, when he's trying to get to the happy place, then all of a sudden, fucking Marla is there smoking a cigarette. He's like, "Fuck!" He's like, "You ruined my happy place."
Oh, okay.
Yeah, mine's in Patapsco State Park.
Mine's in Yosemite. Mine's Tuolumne Fields in
I
Yosemite.
built it by going there and meditating there for like months.
Patapsco?
Wait, why am I thinking the cliffs? What
No,
is
it's
it?
not Buzzard. It's actually it's on those trails, but it's actually like down in one of the valleys, like in one of the streams. Like if you're going towards like the swinging bridge from Buzzards,
Yeah.
and you're not going Buzzards, you're going the other way. It's that way. Like yeah, it's up there on Hilltop.
So that's your most like profound place.
Well, not my most profound, not the place that makes me. I guess it's not my sunset where I cry like you have, but
Stop. You have a sunset where you cry? Where?
oh, it's
It was
every
Glacier
day.
Point in
It's
Yosemite.
every day.
No, it's not every day.
Yeah,
It's
I
very
thought it was
special
like a
place.
spot.
It is-
I thought it was like a
God
spot.
damn
He
it.
does have a
Right.
spot too. He does have a spot, a few
What?
spots,
Here?
like crying spots where like nature just overwhelms
Yeah, it's
you.
called my car every day.
Just overwhelms you. I think like from a spiritual part, I think
Hiding real pain.
being on top,
Right?
being on top of the Smoky Mountains, I think was a spiritual place. Like for me, Appalachia's spiritual. I like Appalachia a lot,
Appalachia.
or Appalachia, however you want to say it.
Appalachia.
It's the Appalachian.
I'm a huge fan of those mountains. Those mountains are sick.
Do you know how old those mountains
They're
are?
the
They're
oldest. We've
oldest,
talked about
yes.
this.
But do you
Yeah.
know
We talked
how
about it
old?
recently.
We talked about it.
One
billion.
No,
Yes.
no. 1.4 billion years old.
Billion.
Billion years old.
Wait, didn't that happen with the break of Pangea? Like they collided and then
Yes.
yes. Okay.
So
Oh, the redwoods, by the way.
That was the supercontinent before Pangea.
What was before Pangea? Wait, what?
There was another supercontinent
Okay,
before
should- well,
Pangea.
Hold on.
This
First
is,
off,
we're going to go completely.
yeah, let's not talk about that.
Okay.
So I'm going to say my spiritual thing from this year:
Yes.
redwoods.
Yeah,
Are you going? Have
I've
you
already
seen
been.
them?
We've already
Nice,
been, and they were
nice.
dope.
Saw the
Fantastic.
sequoias.
You haven't been to the redwoods yet.
They're
Oh my
so
God.
sick. They're
They are.
there's nothing like it.
It's humbling. It is a humbling.
It's like wow, they're so big. and we're
These
so
things,
tiny.
Yes, right?
They've been on Earth for 3,000 to 5,000 years. They're the biggest living things to ever be on this planet. Yeah, that is like the Yosemite, the Muir Woods, oh God,
Sequoia.
Kings Canyon. Seeing those just monstrous beings that are, and what they're coming out with now, like with how sentient they are, because it's an interconnected root system the whole way. So it's all one organism, and they share water and they communicate. And like if they're like a specific bug is coming through, they can warn the bugs up north as to like defending themselves. And it's amazing what we can learn from nature and just take part of. But what about you? What's your special spot?
I don't really think I have a special spot.
You haven't been to a really
Like, I mean,
profound spot.
I love the Smokies, but like, it doesn't necessarily matter where I am. Like, it's the only place I feel connected when I'm like out in the woods somewhere.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter whether, because like I've been to the Rockies, been to the Smokies, just being out around here. But like whether it's with people or by myself, it's like whether connecting to myself, connecting to someone else, connecting to nature.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, my last fact about it, that Appalachians, they existed before animals did.
What?
All animals. Yeah. They predated animals by 500 million years.
That's where I hope to live one day.
by 5
It's in those mountains.
There's still some
Okay.
like old wood forest or whatever in Appalachia. I think it's the only ones that are like on the
Virgin-
East Coast.
yeah, virgin forests.
I want to go see them.
Huh.
There's some up in Maine, I know, up in Acadia.
Oh, okay. I know like there was some part. I want to say by Tennessee.
Probably. There's probably little groups of like that, and that's what's so great about the Muir Woods. Like Yosemite was logged at one point, so
Yeah.
it's not old growth forest anymore. But Muir Woods was never logged
yeah.
ever. So literally, that exists how it has for the last millions of years.
There's some in the Blue
You're gonna
Ridge.
freak out.
It says,
What?
yeah.
Where?
I'm looking right now.
I do love the Blue Ridge Mountains too.
All right.
And you two both got engaged out in the woods, right?
Yeah.
Like, Eric, where did you get engaged?
I got engaged on the top of Dan's Rock in Frostburg.
Where is
Nice.
Dan's Rock?
Frostburg.
In Frostburg.
Why have I never been there?
Did you ever go to Frostburg?
No, I've
Okay.
never been to Frostburg.
That would be
That would be the answer.
You can see 3 states on the top, so you can see West
Oh.
Virginia.
Yeah,
you
it's,
can see
it's near
Pennsylvania.
like Harper's Ferry.
Oh, okay,
No, it's
that's
not.
where
Which
I
is
got
where you
engaged.
got engaged.
Yeah, that's
It's
where
not
I
near
got
Harper's Ferry.
engaged.
It's near Cumberland, Frostburg.
Yeah.
Harper's Ferry is near Frederick.
So what is it? Pennsylvania?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Cumberland is another like 50 miles.
Way
west.
more.
Like
Ohio.
2 hours further away.
Yeah.
Not than Frederick.
Yeah.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Cumberland's like at least like 3 hours from here.
fucking
It's like 2.5 hours. Yeah. With the
Wait,
fastest
so
I ever.
what states are you seeing?
You're seeing Pennsylvania and you're seeing West Virginia and Maryland.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I feel like I
Yeah,
might
Harper's
have been
Ferry,
there.
you're seeing West Virginia, and
Virginia and Maryland.
Okay.
And it's where the two rivers come from.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Susquehanna and the Rappahannock.
And Frederick, like, if you're going to Harper's Ferry, you're going to go south from Frederick, where you keep going west.
Oh, but if I am in the if I am in the mountains, I'd like being by a river. Maybe it's water.
It is
Water.
I like
Water.
streams more than
Yeah,
rivers.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, rivers are a little aggressive. Mm-hmm. You can't just go into a river.
That's an odd statement.
They
Well,
are.
it could be the rapids.
You know?
I get it.
They can be aggressive.
They
Yeah.
can be aggressive.
All right.
You could die.
People have.
You could die in the ocean.
You're not going to die in a stream, really, though. Like, unless you slip.
I mean,
and
you
hit
could.
your head,
Yeah.
you know?
Unless
Like,
someone
is
kills
possible.
you.
It is possible. You can drown
I'm
in a
just saying,
fucking puddle, dude.
more than likely, if you go into a river, you could get swept. Like,
Yeah.
You could get swept in the ocean.
Yeah, you can definitely, an undertow gets you,
Yeah,
and you're
riptide or
fucked,
rip
man.
current.
The bay, you don't know what's down there.
Oh God, no.
I
Just
know.
bacteria.
Just
just-
streams.
Right, just new, undiscovered bacteria.
yeah, the Kraken's probably there.
No, it's in Seattle, dude.
Shut up, Eric. Anyway, last talking point of the great outdoors. Is there anything you take from nature for your own growth? And I'll start because I think I have a good one. One of the best quotes I ever heard is like they asked like a rhetorical question. They were like, "How tall does a tree grow?" And everybody's like, I don't know. And the reality is a tree grows as high as it possibly can.
Yeah.
And it spreads its roots as far as it can. It spreads its branches as far as it can. It creates as much fruit as it possibly can. And they were like, you need to take that same attitude with how you're willing to grow. Like, you can't grow by half measures. Like, you should really push yourself to grow to your maximum ability and, learn as much as you can, like love as much as you can, reach out to as many people as you can, because that's how you truly feel fulfilled as a person. Yeah. And it's really, stretch your roots out as far as you can, stretch your limbs out as far as you can, be the biggest possible tree that you can become, because that's what nature does.
Yeah.
And he's like, because trees don't go by half measures. A tree doesn't grow and then it's like, I think I'm good. I'm just going to stop here. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as they have space and sunshine and enough nutrients, they're going to keep growing and doing the best of their ability to their existence. And that's what we should do as people. And that's just something from nature that I've always that I've taken. And it's been very
I've
rewarding
got
to me.
one too.
Wait, what kind of tree are you?
Ooh, we'll circle back. That'll
I
be
don't
that'll
know
be our
what kind
final
of tree I
topic.
am. But when you I wasn't on the same page when you were talking about that, but once you shared, my coach in college always used to have these stories to get us focused for the game, and she always not that I've ever seen the sequoia trees, but she always talked about how they tangle their roots underground and they work together to stand tall and support one another. So that has always stuck with me, like being able to reach out and lend someone a hand, or if I need help, asking for support from somebody else, because that's really the only way that we can continue to grow.
Yeah.
So that's something that's stuck with me, just because she'd always talk about that at least once a year. So I've heard that story so many times. And well, rest in peace, Marge. But that's something that generations of who she's coached that's told. So then it connects me to everybody else that who's ever been on my team or at least coached by her. We all get it.
Yeah.
And that's something that now it's been 10 years, 11 years.
Yeah.
And still something that I think about on a daily basis.
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. What about you, Allie? Taking growth from nature.
I don't know. I think just patience, right? And letting things run their natural course is probably the biggest thing that I've gotten from nature. Because I can't make a flower that blooms. I mean, I could indoors under chaotic.
Yeah, you can manipulate the situation.
Exactly.
For sure.
Like I can either like just let go and let
dangerous.
it happen how it's supposed to, or I can try to like control and like manipulate and you know, like I don't know, just like deviate from what's supposed to happen. So I just try to like just go with the flow, you know, and not so much like put my timeline on stuff. And I was thinking actually about it the other day, like, you know, it took me 8 years to feel like I was like good at my job, right? And like it took me like 10 years to feel like I understood what like a marriage is. And like it took me, I don't even know how many years. I'm still
There's still hope for me.
What is a marriage?
Have you been married for 10 years?
There's still hope for me. I haven't
10
figured
years
it out
this
yet.
year.
Some work
Yeah,
there.
10 years
What
this
is
year.
this marriage you speak of?
We're just also old, man.
Is this supposed to be like a partnership or what? Okay.
I don't know. It's like unconditional love, right? That's absolute acceptance of someone else, right? Like no matter what. And it's hard, but anyway. So like, I think that we get like the way that the world is set up nowadays, it's such this like, you need to be perfect right away. You need to be like flawless all the time. You need to just like never have a bad day.
Against everything
all the time.
constantly.
Yes, right? Like, and that's just not how nature's like nourishing one another. It's letting somebody else shine
It's
while like
balance.
you wait. Yes, exactly. It's well balanced. It's well, like the flow is good. And I think that, you know, especially when you like get clean, you're like, I had no idea
How chaotic I was.
exactly, right? I didn't even know, but that was like my first higher power when they were like, what's something that's greater than you, that's whatever. And it was like, man, no matter how much I use, the seasons would change. No matter how much I use, the sun would rise. So I still try to like think that every day, like there is this greater thing that's happening around me all the time that's so, like that's running the show and not me.
Yeah. All right. What about you, Eric?
Ask the question again.
Growth from, you know, nature. Like how, like, are there any examples or parables or anything that you've taken?
Yeah, I think I think just being out in nature helps.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And like just going, like I know if I walk my dog again and I start getting into the routine of walking her every single day, and that will help me get in touch with like being healthier, but also being like more mindful and like more at ease. 'Cause I don't know, I feel like it gives you something, right? Like a peace of mind, I think.
I also love the quote from Doctor Strange is, you can't beat a river into submission, you have to surrender to its flow. And I was
What?
like,
That's a good one.
I was
so good. Dude,
hoping you were about to quote Dr. Strangelove, but that's okay.
no,
It's
Doctor
okay.
Strange actually has so many great recovery quotes. It's kind of scary. Like another one is, we never lose our demons, we just learn to live above them. I was like,
We learn to contain them, yeah.
Well, doesn't the
ancient one says that.
Hawk have a bunch
The
of great
ancient one
ones
says
too?
that to him.
Doesn't the Hawk have some good recovery type
Hey,
things?
this is an anonymous program. For all we know, they're in recovery.
They could be.
That's
They
true.
could be.
I mean, he's in anger
They could
recovery
be.
for sure.
Yeah.
And I mean, Doctor Strange, he's just in
Recovery from strange.
Narcissism Anonymous.
Yes.
All right. Oh yeah, but tree.
Yeah.
Oh, what's your tree?
I want to say like I'd probably just be like just some form of maple, because you know
I could see that.
they're pretty adaptable.
Yeah, I could
but then
see
as I was thinking of it, I was like, I could be a weeping willow though. Like, I could just be like caught in a nice little valley, just like
I think you are a weeping willow.
I could. It's 50-50. On good days, I'm a maple. On a bad day, I'm a weeping willow for sure. What about you?
It's based off the seasons.
Yes, it's based off the when I'm sad. When I'm sad, when I'm in my sad, I'm a weeping willow for sure.
I think I would be an oak tree. If I had to, I would be an oak tree.
White oak or red oak?
I want to say white oak because it's the state tree of Maryland, but it is,
I
yeah.
thought dogwood was the same.
No, that's Virginia.
White oak is, but white oaks are
Why do I
being
know
like
this shit?
eliminated by some kind of bug. So I'm like, do I want to own that? And I have a giant red oak in my yard, so I would probably have to say red oak.
Do you know how to tell them apart?
I do. Their leaves. Yeah.
Yep. Red oaks have pointy
Pointy
leaves.
leaves.
White
they're
oak have round leaves.
Yeah.
Do you know like the thing behind it though?
No.
It's racial, but so Indians who were quote unquote reds used arrows, so they were pointy, and white people used bullets, which are round.
Oh.
Short round.
I would also just like to say that white oaks are being eliminated by bugs again. So
As they should be. Sons of bitches. Hey, you said no?
I've never thought about it.
Never thought
Got
about
nothing
it?
for you.
I feel like you would be like a river birch or something, or some kind of birch tree.
Why?
No.
I don't know, just because you're just like a steady presence.
You're holding up the banks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that. What about you, Derek?
All right, go with
I'm
it.
bamboo. I'm
Oh.
invasive.
You
Long lasting.
Long lasting.
Yeah.
Really hard to get rid of.
really impossible. Yeah, you grow on things like a fungus.
Yeah.
You could just be a fungus,
I could be a
honestly. You
fungus,
could
too.
just be a nice moss.
Because really, I'm a kind of a hive mind. I'm kind of in control, so fungus would make sense.
You're probably a slime mold.
You know. Hey, do we end up as the kings in the end? Probably. You guys only have so much time on the earth. You know.
God damn it.
wrong with
What
you?
is wrong
But that
with you, son
bamboo,
of a
that
bitch?
He's
bamboo
going back
will
to his
survive.
glad.
Yeah, the bamboo,
bamboo
will
will
survive
survive.
everything.
But the oak, no, you're gonna get eaten by bugs.
know.
Like all my
Yeah.
ash trees got
Yeah.
eaten by bugs.
Yes, yeah.
All
that's
the
sad
ash
too.
trees are gone.
God lets all of us die except for Eric.
You also could be
Except
a really
for bamboo.
You also could be a really nice cherry blossom.
Oh yeah, or dogwood.
Because you're always there, but when you bloom, it's just
It's beautiful. Yeah.
It's just
You're so
fantastically
nice.
beautiful.
Oh, I see that.
Yeah.
That was a really good one. Yeah. All right.
I think the cherry blossom.
I think the cherry blossom is
Yeah,
great.
we're gonna go
yeah.
with that. All right, all right. Well, we are out of time. So everybody, thank you, Allie. Thank you, Carly. Thank you, Eric, for joining us.
Thank you, David.
Yeah,
Oh,
thank you,
stop.
David.
Everybody out there, thanks for listening. Send us your topics. Go to all our social media outlets: Facebook, Instagram. I'm not going to list them.
Don't
You,
list
you
them.
know
Just-
what they
just
are.
go to
Like, share,
places.
subscribe, DM us to come on here, share a topic, share your story. Most importantly, everybody out there,
Stay safe and stay clean.